What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Locked In Sports Podcast, baseball podcast. Baseball, not Locked In Sports anymore. I'm William Locke, and joining me as he does every single episode is Luis Barranco. Luis, another week of baseball is in the books. How is it going down there in Miami, Florida?
More so, another week of life in the books. How you doing, my guy? Like, how's everything going? Been a wild week in our world, but thankfully we got baseball, sports, everything going on. I mean, you had the big game on Monday night, Vikings and Bears, that we will not talk about because I think that will start a fight on this podcast due to differing opinions on J.J. McCarthy. But I mean, it's been a week, man. Another week of ball in the books. Talk about the Yankees and Tigers series for one. We'll like to give it is Friday, September 12th. We are on air. We'd like to take the moment right now to remember those lives that we lost on September 11th back in 2001. A tragic event happened, so let's take the time to remember those who lost their lives on the flight and those that lost their lives trying to save other lives. So please take a moment to pay your respects and think about those who did.
Absolutely. Couldn't have said it better myself. Always a somber day in the country. And with the Yankees especially, they always, New York always hits a little bit home for those people. And they had the FDPD, FDNY, or NYPD, FDNY hats on, as they always do. So, they did a good memorial yesterday for it.
I mean, yeah. I mean, we've had a week. I mean, football, U.S. Open. We saw. I mean, one of the best stories of the U.S. Open is Amanda. I'm not gonna even pronounce her name, but Anisimova. She got double bageled at Wimbledon, lost 6-0, 6-0 in straight sets, and then came back and beat that person. In the championship game, beat that lady in the semifinals to make it to the final again. So talk about overcoming adversity, getting the monkey off the back, something we hope the Yankees do, getting the monkey off their back, beating good teams, which they haven't been able to. And we saw Mr. Alcatraz win.
Alcatraz.
Sorry.
Alcatraz.
Alcatraz. I was thinking something completely different, but it's been a week, man. Big week of baseball. A lot of races going on. And a wild card race is heating up. I think something that needs to be talked about. That's a big one. Nobody wants to win the AL West, which is another one.
Yeah.
And hey, we have our opinions, but opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one, so it is what it is, man. I hopefully you respect our opinions, and we're more than willing, to discuss and debate them and give reasoning. So, again, thank you for listening. Thank you for following us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube. We have
149.
So we're right there.
We're right there.
I mean,
let's get to 150 before the end of the regular season. And then we'll push the goal up again.
Hey, I mean, 150, and we were at how we start the season at?
Like 4.
Hey, we were at 4 to start the season. Hey, man, I think we know what we're talking about. I mean,
the power of short form content and posting that out on the internet certainly.
Can we talk about that guy?
Which guy?
The guy that was going crazy
about Jason Dominguez.
Yeah,
I had to respond to him. I mean, the guy was losing his mind about the clip that we posted about how we think Jason Dominguez is probably going to get traded this offseason just because it doesn't seem like the Yankees have a spot for him in the outfield, especially if they bring back Bellinger. You likely see Spencer Jones starting in left field next year. That seems to be the vibes we're getting across the organization. And obviously, Dominguez isn't playing at all really this season anymore because the outfield is stacked with Grisham, Judge, and Bellinger. Yeah, I don't know. He took offense to it. He was losing his absolute mind. I feel like it was a pretty normal take. This was on our TikTok account. So if you want to just go check out the comments at Locked In Baseball Pod on that video of Jason Dominguez. Yeah, I don't know. I had to respond to him because he was being a little hateful. I don't know. I didn't think the take was that crazy. I feel like it's a pretty widely held belief that Jason Dominguez might not be the guy moving forward for the Yankees. I don't know. I mean, he is super young, and there are tools there. I don't know.
I'm surprised that it's a Yankee on Yankee crime. Like I would expect Mets fans to come at me, especially for as much crap as I talk about the Mets. But I think me and Mets fans were homies now. Like I think I'll lay off. But hey, I think we should actually invite him to the pod. We should invite him. Have like 10-minute and talk about it.
He's probably not listening, but I think his username was Rob. Yeah, if you're listening, for whatever reason, open invite to the podcast. We can hash it out about Jason Dominguez.
Open invite. We'll have a little litigation here. I've been binging a lot of Suits lately. That's been my new show. So we do a little bit of lawyer. We got the defendant, prosecutor, and everything, and we can have a nice little discussion, open discussion about Mr. Jason Dominguez.
I'm here for it.
We're here for it, but I mean, yeah. Good weekend coming up in baseball too. College football has a heater tomorrow. I know that's something I'm looking forward to. What do you got planned this weekend before we start with the Yankee pod?
Going to the burbs. Got to get my runs in as always, but kind of pretty chill weekend plan. Nothing. Staying home this weekend, so nothing big planned.
That's nice. I mean, hey, college football schedule. Who you got this weekend? Biggest game of the weekend is USF Miami down here at the Rock. You got LSU Florida, Wisconsin versus Alabama, and you got Michigan.
Georgia, Tennessee, Central Michigan. So I mean, Miami wins big. I already took them on the spread. Georgia wins against Tennessee. LSU beats Florida, and Alabama wipes the floor with Wisconsin.
This is my bet of the week. Taking Wisconsin points this week.
Okay.
I'm taking Miami money line easily. I'm gonna take Georgia Tech over Clemson this weekend, and I'm taking Tennessee this weekend also.
Okay. Oh, Georgia Tech Clemson's a good game. I think Clemson wins, but it could be a good one.
And then I'm gonna take A&M money line also over Notre Dame.
Oh, that's another big game. That one's in South Bend though, but Notre Dame's not the same team they were last year, so I could see A&M winning. Yeah,
give me. Notre Dame is a 6.5 point favorite. I'm taking points and money line. A&M. Too many points.
A lot of underdogs.
But hey, this is a baseball podcast. This is the Locked In Sports Baseball podcast. I'm sorry, Locked In Baseball podcast. So let's get it going. Let's talk about the week that was for the New York Yankees, and it's like freaking clockwork. We call this stuff out again on text. It's like clockwork. The Yankees played the Tigers this week. Like always, we review the week that was for the New York Yankees with our resident Yankee fan, William. Been a fan since birth. Again, Yankees faced the Detroit Tigers. The boys from the Mitten made the trip out to the Big Apple. Tigers won on Tuesday 12-2 in a game where the bullpen was pissing down their leg, for lack of a better term. Judge hit homer 44 and Bellinger hit 28. Game was competitive till around 9 o'clock at night, and that's when you called it, and I decided to open a bottle of wine and go to bed. Fernando Cruz gave up 5 earned, 3 walks, and then Leiter gave up 4 and a walk. Both did not record an out. Paddock went 3 innings in relief as he's been moved to the bullpen for the Tigers, getting his first career save. Tigers on Wednesday, again, 11-1. Rodon only gave up 2 in 6 innings and 6 strikeouts. But again, the bullpen pissed down their leg again. Leiter gave up 1. Doval gave up 3 earned. Timmy Hill, 2 earned. Luke Weaver gave up 3 earned. First time Yankees relievers combined to allow at least 9 earned in 2 straight games ever. And the third time the Yankees have lost consecutive games by 10 or more runs in history. Last 2 games combined, Wednesday and Tuesday, Yankees gave up 18 earned runs, 18 hits over 6 innings pitched, 6 walks, 3 homers allowed. That is abysmal baseball.
For the pen, yeah.
For the pen. And then last night, of course, like clockwork, I've been off of social media this week, and just everything just preserving my mental health with the madness that's going on with. I've had some things going on this week, lads, but I've stayed off. But I texted William. I was like, you know what's going to happen tonight? It's going to be like clockwork. We're going to get the positive Yankee skin before the game, and they're going to come out and win like always. And of course, they won last night, 9-3. Cam Schlittler, 6 innings pitched, 1 earned, 7 strikeouts, 132 innings pitched in 2/3 this year, which is across the major league and the minor league level, which is a career high in his career. Judge hit 2 homers last night, and he tied Joe DiMaggio for 4th place on the Yankees homer list. And before the game, of course, they say we don't know what we're talking about, but it's like Volpe's been playing with a torn labrum with his left shoulder since May. And again, today we'll be talking about how bad the Yankees bullpen is, like always, and how Anthony Volpe needs to be benched for Jose Caballero. It's like rinse and repeat, because this is the 2025 edition of the New York Yankees that we're experiencing. William, what is your thoughts on the whole Tiger series?
I feel like, when the Yankees are playing poorly, I feel like it's been the same podcasts or the same storylines every single time, every single episode this year. I mean, they lose the first 2 games of the series. They look horrible doing so. I mean, all 3 games in this series were uncompetitive blowouts. But the first 2 obviously did not go in the Yankees' favor. They win the final one, changes the vibes of the episode a little bit. So we can't fully go all in on them. Same thing happened when, like, the first one that comes to mind is the Boston series. Last time in the Bronx, a 4-game set, lost the first 3, won the last one. That one was still a negative vibe. You had, I guess the one where it was really bad was when they got swept against Toronto in 4 in Toronto. Nonetheless.
That was in late May, right? Early June? No, that was June.
It was like June. Around the 4th of July, yeah.
Late June, because it was around when Love Island. Because I would watch the games and I'm like, this is so uncompetitive. I'm watching Love Island.
Yeah.
And of course I had to deal with the BS that is Love Island.
Anyways. So they win last night in a blowout. Judge has the 2 homers. Stanton hits the absolute mountain blast, 430-something feet. He's up to 20 home runs, which means I think it's 7 Yankees now that have 20-plus home runs on the season, which is a record for most players with 20-plus home runs in a single season for the Yankees. I think, obviously, the biggest story yesterday was the Volpe injury, which we can get into. Again, I don't think either of us are that surprised. The biggest storyline, though, from this series, of course, is the bullpen. And there are major concerns. Bullpen is very mercurial. Bullpen arms in general are just very mercurial. You can win a World Series with the subpar bullpen, but it's going to need to turn things on in October. Like, remember in 2023 when the Rangers finished 24th in bullpen ERA in the regular season, and then they just turned it on and the bullpen got going and won the World Series? I think the Yankees, on paper, their bullpen has more talent than that roster. Last year, the Dodgers had one of the best bullpens statistically in the league and obviously ended up winning the World Series. So I feel like the Rangers were more of an anomaly than kind of the norm. You do need a good bullpen to win the World Series. You can get away with it. You're just going to need a lot of length from your starting pitching, which is a question mark if the Yankees can do so. I mean, Cam Schlittler was great last night, gave the Yankees length. But the Yankees are 24th in bullpen ERA. If you look at their, the Fangraphs has a good chart overview of where the Yankees rank as a team in terms of all the major statistics. And everything is pretty solid except batting average, walks per 9 among the starting pitchers, and then at pretty much everything in the bullpen. 24th in ERA, 22nd in WHIP, 22nd in walks per 9, 4th in K per 9, so they do get strikeouts, 8th in hits per 9, 18th in hits per 9, and 21st in home runs per 9. It's the glaring weakness with this roster, and it's probably the most unpredictable position group unit of any part of every team's roster. And I'm sure there's every team across the league isn't feeling 100% confident in their bullpen right now. Yankees are just one of the weaker ones.
I mean, with the bullpen, it's rinse and repeat. It's just terrible. No ifs, ands, or buts around it. There's no trust in that bullpen, in my opinion. I wanted to do this earlier, but I wanted to do the who do I trust in the Yankees bullpen, and I wouldn't trust anybody with my child in that Yankees bullpen right now. Camilo Doval would probably let my child walk down the street at this point because that's what he does. Mark Leiter Jr. I mean, sometimes he's good, sometimes he's bad. It's just not good. And then Luke Weaver. I mean, we all love Luke Weaver, but it seems like Luke Weaver isn't that guy. Like, not that guy, but it doesn't seem like he hasn't been consistent this year. I think he's becoming what he really is. And so he's more of a 7-8 guy to me. Devin Williams, do we need to discuss about Mr. Devin Williams? And David Bednar, he pitches well. He has that bulldog mentality, but you got to get to him. And still, he hasn't been shut down, as we like to say. There has been on occasions where he's let a couple runners on base and let traffic occur. It's like I don't understand it. It's like I think this Yankees bullpen loves chaos. I think they just enjoy putting runners on base and saying like, oh, how can we make this more how can we increase the fans' blood pressure and make this funner than it needs to be? How can we make this more toxic and more chaotic? Oh, let's just walk 2 guys and then get out of the inning. No, that's not how it works, buddy. One thing I'd like to highlight is again, I had this debate with Patrick. If you guys know, Patrick came on into the Guardians preview. We had a really deep dive last night till around 1 a.m. talking about baseball. And again, we were debating the Yankees rotation for the playoffs. I mean, who starts game 1, who starts game 2, and who starts game 3. And he thinks number 1 should be Rodon, which I agree, and then Fried. But then again, we run into the problem if you're stacking your lefties. And do the Yankees even have a number 3 starter? Or this is the question I'll pose to you. And this is what we kind of concluded with. You have 2 guys, depending if it goes 1-2, 1-3, 2-3, whatever. Do you put out Schlittler at 131 innings so far, which we don't know if there's an innings limit with him, or a rookie and Will Warren, 2 rookies, or do you go bullpen? Would you rather, and then you have the Luis Heel factor, which I mean, man, Heel hasn't looked great, but I mean, do you bullpen game 3?
Yeah, that's the question I think a lot of Yankee fans are wondering right now, and it's the question that they discussed on the broadcast last night because Schlittler was pitching so well. That is something I've wondered with Schlittler. Is there an innings limit with him? I don't think there's been any reporting on that. At least when I've done Google searches, I haven't been able to find anything on an innings limit from him. So I think you're right. Like, it's going to be Rodon, Fried in some order. They're guaranteed playoff starters. Right now, I think if there is no innings limit, I'm going Schlittler in game 2 or game 3, however they want to work it. Depends on the matchup and everything. If you're facing a team that hits lefties well, you probably want to break up the lefties. If you're facing a team that struggles against lefties, you probably throw the lefties game 1 and game 2. Because right now, I think Heel is struggling too much with the command. I don't think he's fully there yet. I don't think he gets a playoff start in a wild card round. Maybe if the Yankees make it to the DS, he would get a start. And then Will Warren, I don't think Will Warren is going to get a playoff start. I think he's probably the one that gets moved into the bullpen. I know Schlittler has better stuff, like throws 100, wipe out, off-speed stuff, breaking stuff. He's the guy that could translate well to the bullpen, but I think you kind of need him as a starter. And I do want to give credit to Will Warren. Like, Will Warren he's been fine this year. He's had good starts, he's had bad starts, but he wasn't expected to be really in the rotation this year so much. And I mean, he's at what's his ERA? I'm trying to. He's at a 4.22 ERA across 147 innings pitched. Like, he hasn't been bad. He's been fine. I don't think he's a playoff starter though. So to answer your question, I think it's Rodon, Fried in some order, and then Schlittler will be the game 3 guy or game 2, depending on the matchups.
Interesting. That I just say it'll be interesting to see. We also talked about playoff order and how it can run, and we talked about how and we'll talk about it later. But the number 3, and I believe if I remember correctly, sorry, it's foggy. We were watching the Commies play the Packers last night. We were saying that the 3, if they win the wild card series, the 3 would then go on. The 3 would play the West, which would be either Houston or Seattle, and then they would play the Tigers. Talk about a road, how easy that road would be for any playoff team to get to the CS.
Right now, the Yankees, if the season ended today, the Yankees would be the 4 against the 5. The Red Sox winner would play the Blue Jays in the DS, which would be absolutely brutal.
That would be the worst possible.
Yep.
That would be the worst possible draw for the Yankees.
Yep. And then the other side is Seattle, Houston, wild card winner plays Tigers in the DS.
Again, I don't want to sound negative, but I just don't think they can beat both of those teams.
No, I agree. The Yankees have to win the division, I think, or get lucky in the way the wild card shakes out.
Or just tank into the 3rd slot. You just wouldn't have home field, but just tank it down and
tank into the 3rd. They're in the 4th spot right now.
Into the 3rd wild card.
Oh. Or try to get the. Yeah, that's true.
Tank it. But the only thing is that the one thing that might save him, and I think it could happen, is that Toronto finishes as the best team in the AL this season. I think they're only a half game back from Detroit. So maybe, Detroit plays Miami. They come down to the fortress that is Low Depot this weekend. So
it was a real fortress for the Nationals this week.
Sorry, I had to laugh. I mean, the real fortress, but man, great out the week for the Yankees.
I mean, C-. First 2 games were pretty concerning. Bullpen was just so bad, and they could. I mean, don't take away from the fact that they couldn't score any runs. I mean, 3 runs in the first 2 games. Casey Mize and Jack Flaherty shut them down. Those games were terrible, but they salvaged it as they always do on Thursday. I feel like we got to talk about the Volpe thing a little bit. I mean,
did you see that man cheesing on Monday night at the Carlos Rodon Foundation with Ashley Rodon? I think that's the talk. I mean, if there's one thing that he learned from Jeter, I think we could all know the only thing that he learned from Jeter. I don't think he learned how to play defense or hit at the plate. I think he learned other things, off the field things from Mr. Derek Jeter.
Yeah, good for him. Good for him. I don't know.
I feel bad. I feel bad for her because of all the hate that he probably gets.
Yeah, I know. I wonder. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm not surprised at all. He hasn't been the same player defensively, and it was never a concern about the defense with him, and it just fell off a total cliff this year.
Is that the injury you had when you played ball?
No, I had
in your shoulder.
No, it wasn't a torn labrum. It was like a dislocation.
That's a crazy injury. I mean, the thing with Volpe is, and I heard in ESPN New York, Buster Olney spoke, and it says that the Yankees might move out of. Well, I'll just tell you exactly what Buster said. He said that they might move out of that the rival executives think the Yankees are considering moving on from Volpe this season. I'll believe it when I see it.
I'll believe it when I see it because I feel like this is now a built-in excuse for him. And
we talked about this. Roll the clip back out. Pull up the clip. Go ahead. Pull the clip up again. Pull it up the clip. It's common. We'll see when they get eliminated by the AL East this year. Will be like that same week in exit interviews. Anthony Volpe's injury is worse than expected, and will have to get surgery, and will be out till at least spring training. Rinse and repeat. He'll come back spring training. He won't be ready for the start of the season, and he will start out slow. And both an excuse to give him a whole year and a half more on the ball club. Jose Caballero, congratulations! You're the new starting shortstop. Should be the starting shortstop for this team, but congratulations! You're going to make yourself a payday once you leave the Yankees, because you and me both know that the Yankees will not pay that man.
Pay Caballero?
Yeah, in the future.
He's under team control for a long, long time, which is a good thing. But yeah, I don't know. Caballero had a couple hits last night, had a hit on Wednesday when he started both games. Volpe's missed the last 2. Volpe got a cortisone shot yesterday in that shoulder. I have a hip impingement in my hip, and there could be a torn labrum in there. I don't think there is, but they talked about there being a possibility. Not the same joint, obviously, but it is ball and socket. And It definitely affects your play. People saying, "Oh, it's not his throwing arm." Like, it's your body. You use your left hand a ton to field balls, move side to side, swing. Obviously, you're using your left arm to pull through the ball. Like, the left side of your body is very important for all aspects that he does in his game. So, it's affecting his play. The Yankees are saying it's not affecting his play, but I just disagree. And it kind of goes back to the whole Yankee training program, the Yankees, kind of covering up injuries. I think of the Rizzo concussion, played through that. That was just crazy. They can deny about the Volpe injury. He's had it for, May was 4 months ago at this point. It's been a long time that he's been playing with this injury, and they finally kind of announced it to the public. So I wasn't surprised. It's good for Caballero, though. I think we'll probably see Caballero get some extended run. They did say that Volpe's not going to go to the injured list, which makes it an interesting conversation.
I'm just saying, roll the clip. Roll the freaking clip from months ago.
Mm-hmm.
We'll pull out the text messages. So It is what it is. Yankees got 3 in Boston. Will be interesting in what happens against Boston this weekend. Again, big series defining home field for the wild card potentially.
Yeah.
So
Luis Gil versus Giolito, Max Fried versus Brian Bayo, and Will Warren versus Garrett Crochet. Sunday night is.
Can't wait to come on Monday morning and do another Yankees weekend in review. This weekend, the Yankees played the Boston Red Sox, and they lost 2 out of 3. They lost. Garrett Crochet was elite Sunday night. Brian Bayo was elite, and the Yankees were only able to get Friday. William, what do you think? Anthony Volpe went 0 for 11 for the weekend. The bullpen gave up 2-3 runs. Devin Williams loaded up the bases and allowed 2 to come in the other night. What do you think, William, about the season? Well, it's the same somber podcast we always do. Definitely same they always do. Volpe, bullpen. I'll give him a C minus.
Yeah, I can see it happening. Friday night is on Apple TV Plus. Saturday is on MLB Network, and Sunday is on ESPN in Fenway. The only thing I wanted to say is that the Red Sox are a half game back of the Yankees right now, so things are very close. Yankees are 81-65. Boston is 81-66, and of course, the Red Sox hold the tiebreaker over the Yankees this season because they have absolutely dominated that season series. I think Boston's up like 9-2 or something crazy. They've just totally owned the Yankees so far this season.
Yeah. Well, that wraps up our Yankee week in review. We will now do our MLB recap. So, William, let's get into some series this week. Again, a lot of big series around the majors. First one we're going to talk about is the Royals-Guardians. Guardians won 3 out of 4. Monday, Guardians won 10-2. Slade Cecconi went 8 strong. He'll earn 3 strikeouts. Guardians won 2-0 on Tuesday. Joey Cantillo went 8 strong, 5 strikeouts, longest outing of his career. Retired 17 straight. Noah Cameron pitched 7 strong, earned 8 strikeouts on Tuesday. Sorry, I forgot to say, Slade had a no-hitter that he lost in the 8th with no outs on Monday night. Royals won 4-3 on Wednesday, and Guardians won 3-2 on Thursday. Guardians were down 2-1 in the 8th, but CJ Kifus hit a 2-run jack, 425 feet to give the Guardians a 3-2 lead. William, how are we feeling about the series? How you feel about the Guards? Are we guard up with this big series for them?
Can I say that I really want the Guardians to make the playoffs because
whoa, what's going on?
What do you mean?
You're the second person in the past 12 hours who's relayed that commentary to me, and I'm like, what is up with the pro Guardian talk that just come into my life out of the blue? Unwanted, unconsented.
Because I want a beatable team for the Yankees to play in the playoffs.
Unconsented pro Guardian talk in the past 12 hours. Like, you say it, Patrick was like, "Oh no, we're gonna make the playoffs, Chief. Like, we're gonna make a run. We just won 3 out of 4. We're gonna have Texas get worked by the Mets this weekend, and Houston and Seattle, one of them will fall out for us." Like, whoa, that's a lot to ask with only about 2.5 weeks left in baseball.
That is a lot to ask. They play the White Sox this weekend, which we'll get to the White Sox later. White Sox actually have not been pushovers of late. Huge starts from Saccone and Cantillo on Monday and Tuesday to kind of get this tone set for this series. And then they lose on Wednesday, but they win on Thursday. And Gavin Williams was strong, going 6 innings, 2 earned. CJ Kayfus with the homer. Pasquantino for the Royals hit home run number 30. So he's had a really good season. But yeah, I mean, they're 3.5 back in the wild card right now of Houston. They're a game and a half back of Texas. I think this kind of knocks KC out of it because now they're only a game over 500 and they're 5 back of the wild card. It's going to be really hard for them to kind of get over that hump. So I think you can kind of eliminate everyone from Kansas City on down at this point. But huge series win for the Guardians to stay in it. I'll say that. And I do want them to make the playoffs because I would rather the Yankees play the Guardians than the Red Sox, the Astros, the Blue Jays, the Tigers, pretty much every team in the playoffs. No disrespect, they're a good team, but in terms of beatable teams in the American League, they would be one of them.
I mean, my thing is, Patrick even floated. Do you think that the Guardians have a chance at winning a division in the Central? I mean,
now
the Guardians have 6 left in the Guardians schedule the rest of the way. They have 6 games left with Tigers. They have a series versus the Twins and the White Sox. White Sox are no pushovers, as they've been one of the hottest teams in baseball. Literally, they've been White Sox have won 8 out of their last 10. But like I said, 8.5. Guardians play 6 against Tigers, and you got the Twins and White Sox left on the schedule. They play all Central Block teams except for the penultimate series, the last series of the year, where the Guardians play the Rangers,
which could be a huge series. But kind of funny how those two end up finishing off the series the season against each other. I mean, I guess the next 4 series do shape up well if they want to make up ground against Detroit, and they play some easy teams in Minnesota and Chicago, which will, they've actually been playing better, but still a bad team. I don't know. They're not going to win the division. Come on. They're not. No chance. No. If the Guardians win the division, I mean, they have a 0.3% chance on Fangraphs right now to win it. If the Guardians win the division, we'll have to think of some bet. I was going to say shave my head, but I'm not doing that shit.
We're not doing that. We got to keep it professional.
Yeah.
Like we both have to go to work. Like,
yeah.
I can't. I gotta go in front of people and my boss, and I think that's not a good idea. When I do applications and whatnot for work, I don't think that's a good idea going up. I won't be taken serious, which is a problem in my occupation right now. So that wraps up that series. I mean, we'll talk about some other series going around the league. I mean, the Giants went in 2 out of. I'm going to combine some series. Giants won 2 out of 3 from the Diamondbacks. Giants won Monday 11-5. Logan Webb pitched 6 strong, 1 earned, 7 strikeouts. Robbie Ray pitched on Tuesday night, giving the win 5-3. 5 strong, 2 earned, 5 strikeouts. Zach Gallen had 6 2/3 start with 5 earned, 3 strikeouts. Passing Robbie Ray for the 3rd all-time Diamondbacks strikeouts, and Diamondbacks won on Wednesday 5-3. Combine that with the Reds winning 2 out of 3. I was actually watching the game Wednesday night. Reds won 2 out of 3. Padres won in 10 innings on Monday 4-3. Tatis walked off sac fly. Reds were leading 3-0, but the Padres tied it with the Sheets RBI double and a Jackson Merrill RBI triple. Tuesday, the Reds won 4-2. Tyler Stevenson 2-run homer in the 9th off Robert Suarez broke the tie, making it 4-2. And then Wednesday, the Reds were down 1-0 in the 8th, but the mighty Reds, De La Cruz with an RBI single and an RBI single from Miguel Andujar gave him the edge. Pivetta and Abbott pitched great. Abbott went 8 strong, 1 earned, 6 strikeouts, and Pivetta pitched 7 strong, 0 earned, 8 strikeouts. Sorry, Abbott had 6 strikeouts. And to combine the 3rd one, the Mets got swept this week.
Oh, yeah, they got swept.
Phillies won 1-0 on Monday. Tuesday, Phillies won 9-3. Robert Suarez struck out 12 in 6 innings. Schwarber hit homer number 50. Harrison Bader, 3 for 5, 1 homer, 2 RBIs. He's been incredible coming over from Minnesota. Juan Soto, first 30-30 season of his career, 7th in Mets history. Phillies won Wednesday 11-3. Again, Christopher Sanchez building up that Cy Young resume. 6 innings, 1 earned, 6 strikeouts. Clay Holmes gave up 4 in 4 innings. And then Thursday, Jesus Luzardo 8 strong, 4 earned, retired 22 straight after the tough first inning, 10 strikeouts. Phillies won 6-4. Mets took the lead 4-0 in the fourth, but the Phillies chipped away and won with a 3-run 6th inning. William, let's talk about it. The NL wild card is shaping up to be a doozy with the remaining parts of the season. Mets, they've lost 6 in a row. They currently only own a 1.5 game edge over the Reds and Giants right now. Both the Reds and Giants have equal records. And this weekend, the Mets have Texas at home. Reds have to go to Sacramento this weekend and play at Sutter Home Park. And the Giants, Sutter Health, excuse me. I keep saying Sutter Home because I keep thinking of the wine. And the Giants have the Dodgers at home. So, William, three-way horse race left. You could also throw in the Diamondbacks in there. We talked about them too. 3 games back from the Mets. I mean, William, talk about it. Talk about a race to the end.
Yeah, I mean, this is what it's all about. A good wild card race here. The Mets have been an utter train wreck since June 12th. They have the 4th worst record in all of baseball at 32-47. I mean, they've been quite literally abysmal since mid-June. And I think what makes it all that more frustrating probably for Mets fans is the fact that Juan Soto has been playing like otherworldly baseball. We talked about it, first 30-30 season of his career. In the last 30 days, he has a 1.149 OPS with a 317 batting average and 11 home runs. He has been quite literally unbelievable for the Mets, but unfortunately, essentially no one else is stepping up for them right now. And the pitching is a major question mark. The bullpen has been terrible. I don't know what's going on in Queens. They have to right the ship if they want to make the playoffs. And it's not like the Reds and Giants have been playing like barnstorming baseball. It's not like the Giants have been really good of late, but still, like, it's not like the Giants are the 98 Yankees. They're I don't know. I mean, I think if the Mets miss the playoffs, it would definitely be more about the Mets blowing it than any of these other teams kind of playing incredible and getting hot, like the Tigers last year and making it. The Mets had the best record in baseball on June 12th at 44-24. And like I said, they've just been a complete train wreck since then. If you look at the schedules the rest of the way, you talked about the Mets. They're playing Texas this weekend. Then they play at home against San Diego for 3, Washington at home for 3, and then they go on the road the last week, 3 in Chicago against the Cubs and 3 in Miami, the fortress that is Lone Depot. For the Giants, we talked about their schedule a little bit. They have 3 against the Dodgers this weekend, 3 in Arizona, 4 in LA against the Dodgers, and then they wrap up last week of the season, 3 in St. Louis, and then 3 against Colorado. So their last week is pretty easy. And the Reds, coming off that series win against San Diego, they go 3, as you mentioned, against the A's, 3 in St. Louis, 4 at home against Chicago, 3 at home against Pittsburgh, and 3 on the road against Milwaukee, who might not be playing for anything at that point. So who do you give the edge to right now? I know the Mets are in complete free fall, but I probably still give them the edge. I think they just eke it. I see a lot of people completely giving up on the Mets, and they have absolutely every reason to do so. They've been so bad. I mean, they're only 5 games over 500 at this point, 76 and 71. I still think they slightly make it over the Reds and the Giants, but I could very well see this coming down to the last day.
I don't know, man. I think it's going to come down to the last day. Like I said, I think the Reds are the worst nightmare for any NL team. I think they have the 3rd best pitching rotation in the NL. I think they have the best 1-2 punch right now to face, other than the Dodgers and maybe the Phillies. I don't know, man. It's going to come down. I mean, I believe in the Reds. I believe in the voodoo magic that is Terry Francona in September. For some reason, his teams always play like Super Jesus down the stretch, and they just magically pull it out. But yet again, like, I do like the Giants, man. I do like the Rafi Devers, Young Cooley, Logan Webb, Verlander, Robbie Ray. Like, that's, again, I think, and this is going to sound a hot take, I think the Reds and the Giants would make for better playoff series than the Mets.
Why?
I just feel like it'd be more competitive. I feel like the Mets pitching is really bad. And, like, yeah, it'll be a palooza of runs. But I feel like a part of it is playing like, it's like a good football game. You want to watch good defensive plays. You want to go at some strikeouts, some good defensive plays, but you also want some points scored. And I think that's what both the Giants and Reds do. Giants more so than the Reds.
Yeah, the Reds, their offense isn't very good. They've been playing better of late, but they're not known for their offensive prowess. They're a pitching led team, and you're right. Like, a 1-2 punch of Green and probably Abbott in the playoffs would be pretty good.
I just think that the Reds, from a watchability perspective, to the casual, I feel like it would be like the Cincinnati curse that they'll get there and then they'll get their crap just stuffed in the wild card, like just typical like Cincinnati like sports curse, just Ohio sports curse. I feel like they'll make it. Hey, cool. And then they'll lose the first game 7-1, 8-1, something like that.
I mean, the Mets have just been so bad. And Texas isn't an easy series for them. Jacob deGrom on the bump.
Woo! Revenge series for Mr. deGrom.
Yeah, he's on the mound tonight. And then they're also facing Corbin, who's been solid this year, and Jacob Latz. Meanwhile, the Mets are running out Jonah Tong, Brandon Spratt, and Nolan McLean. So
can we also talk about the Padres as well? How uninspiring this team is. Like, the Padres do not give me confidence. The Padres remind me of those really, like, they're a really good team, but they're not elite. Like, they don't handle bad teams. And it stinks because this team has such a high ceiling and have so many great players that I can't trust them in the playoffs, because I just know we'll get rinse and repeat that they'll give somebody their best, but they won't be able to pull it off. So again, They remind me of those like really good Atlanta Hawks teams. I know if Armand, if you're listening, which he probably isn't, he's probably too busy doing whatever he's doing. Too busy, but it's like the Hawks teams and those Clippers teams that were always really good with Blake Griffin and Chris Paul. They would make the second round, maybe flirt with a conference finals appearance, and then they just couldn't get it done.
Yeah.
They're not elite. They're just not there in that category of elite.
And Michael King back, which is good. First start since like a while for him. Yeah, they don't inspire confidence in me either. Obviously, Bogart's injured. That sucks. They've been running Jake Cronenworth at short, him and Jose Iglesias, Mr. Oh My God. But I just don't think they have the starting pitching. I think the bullpen is going to get taxed in the playoffs because they don't have that starting pitching. They are a team that I could see getting hot and winning a World Series, but I'm taking the Phillies over them. I'm taking the Dodgers over them. I'm taking Milwaukee over them. I'm probably taking the Cubs over them, even though the Cubs have a lot of question marks in that bullpen right now with Daniel Palencia going down. I mean, they have the best bullpen in the league statistically in terms of ERA, WHIP, hits per nine. And they just won last night 2-0 against Colorado. They got a 4-game set against them this weekend, which they should pick up 4 there. Only 2.5 back of the Dodgers for that division, but I don't really necessarily think they're going to do it. I think they're kind of going to hold on to that second wild card spot. Also, from this Arizona series, you had Zach Gallen passing Robbie Ray for third all-time in Diamondback strikeouts, like you said. Can you name the 2 pitchers ahead of him?
Brandon Webb and Randy Johnson.
Yeah, you got it.
Oh, wow. I got it. Whoa,
you got it right away.
I didn't look it up. Swear to God, didn't look it up. I just knew. So Brandon Webb's one of those pitchers that was always great on the Diamondbacks, but like because he pitched in Arizona for his pretty much his whole career, like he was like forgotten.
Totally.
He's like a NBA equivalent would be like Kevin Martin, extreme bucket getter. Our mom would appreciate that if he listens, but we don't.
Yeah, three-time All-Star, won the Cy Young in 2006, second in Cy Young in 2007, 2008. Finished with over 1,000 strikeouts, career ERA of 3.72, ERA plus of 1.42. So yeah, he's a good pitcher, man. But only pitched for 7 seasons and only for Arizona.
Let me ask you a question.
Okay. He went to Kentucky, by the way.
Who would you prefer? Dodgers, Mets, Dodgers, Reds, or Dodgers, Giants from a watchability perspective? And chaos as well.
So it's Mets, Dodgers, Reds, or what?
Giants.
Or Mets, Dodgers, Giants? I'd rather have Mets, Dodgers, Giants than Reds.
It's either Dodgers, Mets, Dodgers, Reds, or Dodgers, Giants. Dodgers are currently in third in the NL, and they're about 5 games behind, 4.5 maybe, right? They don't have it right here, but I'm looking at behind the Phillies. So barring the Phillies completely just go cold the next 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks, Dodgers are pretty much locked in to the final NL spot.
Yeah, the Dodgers are probably playing in the wild card series, which is crazy.
The crazy thing about it, and it's either going to be the Mets, Reds, and Giants.
There
you go.
I would prefer them to play the Mets in terms of watchability. I know we had that series last year in the NLCS, but I just think it would be fun. Although I do think the Dodgers probably just wipe the floor with the Mets.
I want the Giants because I think the Giants would give us a competitive series.
I would still pick LA.
And it's a rivalry. The Mets Dodgers is a manufactured rivalry. They want to manufacture New York, but the Mets are a little brother to the Yankees. So it's the truth. So we speak nothing but facts on this podcast. Yes, we may be wrong on occasion, but we speak facts. But shout out to the Phillies handling business. Like I said, Phillies and Dodgers are catching fire at the right time this year. I mean, Phillies have won 8 out of 10 on a 4-game winning streak. Again, I really do like the Phillies. Spoiler alert, I really do like them in the playoffs. I won't say more. We'll talk about them later.
I feel like, that division's over. They're 11 up. They're going to win it. Just a matter of time before they clinch it. They got Kansas City and then a fun series next week, early in the week. They're facing the Dodgers in LA for 3.
Yeah. So let's keep it moving. Rangers swept the Brewers. The first time the Brewers been swept since the first series of the year against New York. Rangers won 5-0. They were just great. Michael Hellman, first career grand slam with first career base loaded opportunity. Tuesday, Rangers won 5-4. Hellman with another homer. Brewers were up 3-1 in the 5th, but Hellman hit a 2-run homer, and then Wyatt Langford hit an RBI triple to make it 4-3. Kyle Higashioka, RBI double, making it 5-3 in the Tuesday game, and then Wednesday the Rangers won. Had Merrill Kelly pitch 5 2/3 with 3 earned, 6 strikeouts. Bryce Harang hit a homer, Jackson Churio, and then Jake Berber, who's been really hot as of late with a 2-homer game, 16 on the season. Rangers pen went 3 1/3 scoreless along with 1 hit. The Brewers been struggling as of late. Lost 3 in a row, and they've won 4 out of their last 10. So, is this a sign to tell for the Brewers in the playoffs? Are the Brewers another team that I expect? Do we expect them to be eliminated in the first round? Could they be? I think they could be a team that could be eliminated in the first round, depending on their matchup. Interesting to see what happens with the Brewers.
Right now, as things stand, they would play the winner of the Cubs-Padres wildcard series, which I would take the Brewers over either of those teams. Right now,
really?
Yes. The Brewers are 4-5 in the month, but they were 21-9 in August. This doesn't really move me that much getting swept in Texas. It means more for the Rangers than it does for the Brewers. The Brewers now are playing for home field advantage across the playoffs. That's the biggest race to watch right now, I think, in terms of Phillies and Brewers. Right now, the Phillies are 2 back of Milwaukee. So that's something to watch moving forward. This weekend, the Brewers are playing St. Louis, and then they play the Angels, and then they play St. Louis again, and then they wrap up the season with San Diego and Cincinnati, which those could be meaningful games for San Diego and Cincinnati, more so than Milwaukee at that point. We'll see how they look in terms of home field advantage, but I think they're fine. Let's see if they struggle again. If they lose the series against St. Louis this weekend, then maybe conversations are going to need to be had. But overall, this isn't much of a cause for concern for me. And I think the Rangers are pretty interesting. They lost everybody. Simeon, Seager, obviously Eovaldi's been out for the season for a while now. Garcia's injured. He's on the injured list. Evan Carter been on the injured list since mid-August. They don't have much. We talked about Michael Hellman. They've been running him out. He's been playing really well for them. Jake Berger's been on fire, and they're kind of they continue to win games. I think they're a game and a half back, something like that in the AL wildcard. Let's see. They got it. Like we talked about, they got a fun series against the Mets this weekend in New York. They could still make it. They're only 2 back in the freaking AL West race, which is crazy. That NL West race, I don't think anybody wants to win that division.
The AL West, it's a free fall division. So it's, as I say, the Wild West. I mean, Houston's been struggling. I don't know if Houston's going to make it. That could be my hot take of the week. I think Houston's in danger right now. Houston has not played good baseball so far this season. Not this season, but like lately, they've been really, really struggling. I mean, they played the Blue Jays. Blue Jays took 2 out of 3. Toronto won on Tuesday, winning 4-3. Luis Garcia left with right elbow discomfort. IKF had a game tying 2 RBI single off Brian Abreu, which is his 5th save, blown save. Tyler Heineman walked it off with the fielder's choice off Craig Kimbrell. And Astros won Wednesday 3-2. Yanni Diaz hit a solo shot, in the 9th, giving the Astros a lead 3-2. And then Kevin Gausman shut it down with a complete game, which is rare these days. 9 innings, 0 earned, 1 walk, 9 strikeouts, 100 pitches. Like I said, Houston is going in reverse. The injuries are hurting them. Their lineup does not inspire fear into me. Their pitching is falling apart. Like I said, if there's a team I want to face in the playoffs, it's Houston right now. If they make it, which right now, whoever falls out is of that division goes to the third wild card, and they're only 2 back from the Rangers and 3 back from the Guardians.
So who do you think wins the West?
Seattle, easily. Seattle's the hottest team right now. Better lineup, better pitching, it's like Papa John's. Better pizza, better ingredients, Papa John's. So Seattle, better bullpen, better pitching, better hitting. Seattle Mariners. I think they'll win it. Seattle has won 6 in a row. They've gotten hot. They played the Angels this week to finish out the year. They play the Angels this weekend. They also play the Royals, Astros again, Rockies, and Dodgers. So they got a lot of way to make up ground. They could really separate themselves from here onwards. Astros got the Angels, Athletics, Mariners, Rangers, and Braves to finish the year. And in the opposite direction. So I mean, yeah, man.
And the Rangers have the Mets, the Astros, the Marlins, the Twins, and the Guardians.
It's gonna be whoever. It's gonna be the Mariners and whoever plays the best baseball down the stretch. As cliche as it sounds.
As cliche as it sounds, I'm probably going with the Mariners as well. They got, in terms of units, I think they win all of the unit battles. I think they have the best lineup of those teams. Maybe Houston, but best pitching rotation, best bullpen. Seattle is the best team in the West. It's a matter of them getting it done down the stretch, but that's my pick too, to win the West right now. Should be a fun race. These teams play each other a lot down the stretch, but give me Seattle. The Papa John's Mariners.
The Papa John Mariners, baby. Better pizza, better ingredients. Papa John's. Let's get some NPC series done. Baltimore swept Pittsburgh. Orioles won 3-2 in 11. Kyle Bradish went 7 strong, 6 strikeouts. Basayo with the walk-off single in the 11th. Wednesday, Paul Skeens went 5 innings, 8 strikeouts, 64 pitches. Pirates management put that call in. Don't get them hurt in meaningless baseball right now.
Yep.
Orioles won 2-1. Another walk-off win, which is 4 walk-off wins in the last 5. And then Orioles won 3-2 on Thursday. Orioles are now 8-1 in September.
Yep.
Again, Orioles starting to lay foundations on for next season. And then the White Sox pretty much closing the door on the Rays season, winning 2 out of 3. Rays won 5-4. Adrian Hauser pitched 5 1/3, 3 earned, 9 strikeouts for the Rays. Revenge game. Wednesday, Benintendi hit a homer, giving the White Sox win 6-5. And then Thursday, White Sox win 5-1. White Sox are now 8-2 in September.
Yeah, 2 bad teams playing really well in September, and I actually don't think the Orioles are that bad. They're finally playing to maybe their potential. Jeremiah Jackson's been really good. Samuel Basayo had some clutch hits for them this season, and like you said, 8-1 in September. That includes series wins, a sweep over the Padres, a series win over the Dodgers, and now a sweep over Pittsburgh. So the Yankees play them twice down the stretch. One is a 4-game set in Camden Yards, and then the last is a 3-game set in the Bronx. A lot of Yankee fans have kind of been writing off those series as pushover series, as kind of easy wins. I don't think it's going to be easy, those series, especially the one in Camden Yards. If you face Trevor Rogers, he's been one of the better pitchers in all of baseball this season. That's just completely flying under the radar. So they're not pushovers. They got guys in that lineup that are hitting, and don't sleep on them for next season. They're one of the teams that I'm most interested. One of the teams that I'm most interested in 2026. The Pittsburgh side of things, not much there. Like you said, limiting Skeens and Adrian. So there's two things I want to talk about from the White Sox, actually, which is surprising. Adrian Hauser, since coming over, I guess he's on the Rays now, right? But since coming over from Chicago, with the White Sox, he had a 2.10 ERA. And then in 7 starts for Tampa, he has a 4.93 ERA. So kind of interesting that the Hauser move hasn't worked out for the Rays, and the Griffin Jackson move really hasn't worked out for the Rays, which, the Rays are kind of a team that we associate with their pitching development. And when we're always like, oh, when a pitcher gets traded to the Rays, they're going to be working their voodoo magic. Hasn't been working out for Jax and Hauser. And then on the White Sox side of things, look at Andrew Benintendi. Clap it up for Benintendi. I'm happy for the guy. In his last 30 days, he's hitting .337 with a 946 OPS, 5 home runs. He's been good. He's been good for them. 391 OBP, 554 slug. So I know that contract really hasn't worked out. I believe he's the highest paid player in White Sox history when they gave him that deal. He's been good. He's been good. So White Sox showing a little bit more signs of life this year than last year. That's for sure.
Yeah. Twins played the Angels this weekend. Angels won 2 out of 3. Monday, Twins win 12-3. Royce Lewis had a 2-homer game, first career game back in home in Omaha, and he's from the Laguna Beach area. Angels won 12-2 on Tuesday. And then on Wednesday, Angels won 4-3. Byron Buxton hit a homer. Zach Neto hit a homer. Zach Fly in the 8th broke the tie, giving the Angels a 4-3 lead, and Kenley Jansen hit a save. Also, Fish Files. They really don't matter at this point, but they tied in series split against the Nationals. Monday, Nationals won 15-7. Jansen Junk was not great, giving up 6 earned. Josh Bell hit 2 homers. Tuesday, the Nationals won 7-5. Josh Bell hit another homer. After the first inning homer from Josh Bell, he's 6 for his last 8 with 4 homers. But then Wednesday, the Marlins won. Yuri Perez, 5 strong, 7 hits, 3 earned, 7 strikeouts in the 8-3 win. And then Thursday, they won 5-0. Eric Wagnerman went 3 for 4, 3 RBIs, and a double. I mean, just laying the foundation down for next season. We're trying, so we're going for it. One thing I do want to point out in the Angels series, Kenley Jansen is now up to 472 career saves. William,
474.
474. Do you think he passes Lee Smith this season at 478?
It's going to be close. 2.5 weeks left. Let's take a look at the Angels' schedule, because that's gonna make a difference if they're winning these games. Unfortunately for him, it's kind of out of his control. But in terms of they're 9 under 500. They're playing Seattle for 4 right now. They lost last night, 7-6. 3 against Milwaukee, 3 against Colorado, 3 against KC, and 3 against Houston. I don't think he gets 5 more saves this season, but I do think he probably, like, at best ties him. What's his contract look like? Is he under contract next season?
He's on a 1 year. So I think he'll sign another 1 year to get 500 next year.
Man, 500 is going to be a lot, though. He's going to have to get, well, he could do it. 20-something saves.
He has 27. He's on the Angels. Say he ends on like the Braves or like a decent team, he can easily rack up 30 in a season.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, he's still good. He's still good. Yeah, he's on a 1 year deal, $10 million, and he's 38 right now.
You think the Yankees should give him a flyer call next season?
It's an interesting thought. The Yankees are going to be in the closer market, and with the way Weaver's been pitching, I don't know.
Shouldn't cost too much either.
Yeah. He has 14 years of service time. He's been in the league for a long time.
Another cutter specialist.
I would be for it, honestly. I know he's older, but the Yankees, that's the position they're going to have to address this winter, is because they don't have one. Williams and Weaver are free agents. Weaver hasn't been pitching well. We know they're not going to sign Devin Williams. Let's see it.
Dodgers sweep the Rockies. Monday, Dodgers won 3-1. Glasnow pitched 7 strong, 1 earned, 11 strikeouts. Dodgers combined no-hitter was broken up in the ninth with no outs. Rockies only finished with a hit. Tanner Scott with a save. Tuesday, Dodgers won 7-2. Emmett Sheehan. I don't know how to pronounce it. We need to work on that one. 7 strong, 1 earned, 9 strikeouts. And then Wednesday, Dodgers won 9-0. Blake Snell, 2 hits, 0 earned, 11 strikeouts. Mookie Betts, 4 for 5, 1 homer, 5 RBI, 2 double. He became the first Dodger with 5 consecutive multi-RBI games since Matt Kemp in 2010.
Not much on this one. Dodgers kind of just taking care of business. But Teoscar's been really good of late. 2 home runs on Tuesday, home run on Wednesday. Dodgers taking care of business. Their starting pitching has been really good of late. Glasnow, Sheehan, Blake Snell, all good in this series. Kind of must-see TV this weekend, honestly, in San Francisco. Dodgers and Giants. They also play. Dodgers have a tough stretch. Dodgers go Giants, Phillies, Giants again, D-backs, and Mariners to finish out the season. And they're 2.5 up in the NL West right now. Not necessarily a pushover schedule for them. A lot of these teams are still playing for something. You could make an argument the Diamondbacks are still playing for something. The Diamondbacks certainly think they're playing for something. Only 3 back in the wild card right now. I still would pick the Dodgers to take care of business, handle it, and end up winning the division. But it's going to be interesting. It's not a pushover stretch for them.
Yeah. How about them Cubs winning 2 out of 3? Monday, Braves won 4-1. Bryce Elder 6 in the third, 5 hits, 1 earned, 6 strikeouts and a walk. His last 4 starts have been really good. Showtime pitched 6 and giving up 3 earned, 4 strikeouts. Braves got 3 runs off Imanaga in the first. Acuna's 0 for 25 streak has snapped. Snicker reaches 800 career wins. Who knows? Future in flux for next season. And then Sean Murphy's out for the rest of the season with surgery through his right hip. He's been grinding through it for the past 3 years, and it's significant labral tear in the hip. William will be making a Substack article about hip injuries real soon. The Cubs won Tuesday 6-1. Cade Horton 6 in the third, 1 earned, 2 strikeouts. Been elite since the All-Star break. Yep. Strider pitched 6, giving up 2 earned, 8 strikeouts, 2 RBI nights for PCA and Matt Shaw. And then Wednesday, Cubs won 3-2. Chris Sale 5 strong, 3 earned, 9 strikeouts. Tyone 4 in the third, giving up 2, but the Cubs took the lead in the fourth with the RBI double from Justin Turner, making it 3-1, and then Seiya Suzuki with the sac fly. Thoughts on the Cubs this week? I mean, better get their crap together for the playoffs because it's going to be a long road if they want to make it to the end.
Yeah, interesting that Andrew Kittredge got the closing role in the game on Wednesday. Be curious to see what they do at that position moving forward. Got a somewhat easy stretch coming forward. The Rays and the Pirates coming up. And will have to face Skeens on Monday, though, which is not good. Cade Horton, since the All-Star break, 10 starts, only 5 earned runs across 53 innings pitched. That's a 0.84 ERA, a 0.79 whip. Only 2 home runs allowed, 14 walks to 46 strikeouts. Guy has been one of the best pitchers in the National League since the All-Star break, and I feel like finally people are starting to take notice, but all the talk has been Jacob Mizorowski. He's not even the best rookie pitcher in his division. So let's put some respect on Cade Horton's name. Cubs, 5.5 back of Milwaukee. You think you give them a chance or not?
Milwaukee?
Probably not. Yeah, probably not. Fangraphs gives them a 2.3% chance of winning that division. I think it's probably over. And it's okay to be a wild card team. I mean, the Cubs are 20 games over 500. They've had a really good year. They'd be first place in most divisions.
We'll see what happens. So, lots of baseball.
Yeah, sorry. Cade Horton versus Paul Skeens on Monday in Pittsburgh.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
So
the only series we didn't get to was Seattle and St. Louis, but I feel like we talked about them anyways. Seattle swept St. Louis.
Correct. They swept them. Leo Rivas 2 walk-off, 2 homer on Wednesday night in 13. 5-game winning streak for the Mariners. And then Boston versus the A's. Boston won 2 out of 3, 7-0. Crochet was electric, 7 strong. 10 strikeouts, 22-1 when Trevor Story homers. He had a homer on Monday night. Tuesday, they had Connolly with an MLB debut, five innings pitched, 11 strikeouts, 5 hits. Most strikeouts, tied for the most in a Sox MLB debut. Dustin May went down to the minors. And then Wednesday, the A's won 5-4.
Yep. Aroldis Chapman's 50 hitless streak was broken with a Langoliers leadoff double in the 9th on Wednesday, and then the game was tied at that point 4-4, and then the A's walked it off with a Lawrence Butler single. 50 straight batters without allowing a run. That's almost 2 no-hitters in a row. 27 times 2, 54. Almost 2 full games worth of not allowing a hit. That is pretty historic, pretty incredible stuff from Aroldis Chapman, who has been an absolute just lights out for them this season. First time he's kind of struggled in a long, long time on Wednesday in that loss, but he's been great for them this season. I do, and this is, just kind of the Yankee fan coming out of me here. We've seen it so many times with him down the stretch, September, October. Is there a world in which he just kind of falls off now down the stretch? I don't know. He's been a completely different pitcher this year. So I've had so many bad memories of him in the playoffs that I could see it happening. I hate saying that because he's been so good this season.
Maybe against Houston.
Yeah, that's true. You better hope they don't play Houston in Minute Maid or Daikin Park, whatever they call it.
Daikin. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, that wraps up the week that was for the Major League Baseball. Thank you for listening. Again, William, you have any closing remarks before we get to the weekend? We'll be back Monday morning, Sunday night, right?
Monday morning because the Yankees are on SNB, going up against Vikings, Falcons.
I will not be watching that. I'm sorry. That game's gonna be terrible. It's like we had Josh Allen versus Lamar Jackson on Sunday night, and then we got J.J. McCarthy and Caleb Williams, and now we're going to J.J. McCarthy again. I can't stand watching J.J. McCarthy. I'm sorry. Freaking handoff merchant.
World's smallest violin.
He's not good.
He knows how to win games. Anyways, we will be back on Monday morning. I don't have anything else to add. I hope everyone has a great weekend. Yeah, great weekend.
How's marathon prep going, big guy?
1 month from today is the marathon. I'm just trying to keep my body in one piece, not get injured until then.
That is a hard thing to do these days.
Yeah, I feel old. A lot of aches and pains, but that's part of it, I guess.
It's part of it. It is part of working out at this age at 28, 27 years old. A lot of aches and pains, a lot of maintenance stuff. It's like, a lot of the things that we didn't take care of ourselves about like 3 or 4 years ago. Now it's like, oh yeah, I actually have to do this maintenance.
I got to stretch a lot. Yeah. Flexibility is very important. Yeah. So maybe that's a reminder to the listeners. Get some good stretching in this weekend. Take care of your body.
Oh God. So.
All right,
then. We'll see you guys next time. Anything else?
That's all I got. Luis, thanks as always. This was a lot of fun. We will be back on Monday. Until then, catch you next time. Peace out.